Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome to my channel, Favor and Grace. Today we are going to be shipping some of the things that sold over the weekend, and I'm just going to share with you what sold, how much it sold for, and how those items are being shipped. So if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Make sure that you press that red subscribe button below so that you can be connected to us and be notified when we have any new content. And if you are returning, thanks so much for coming back to watch another video. We really appreciate each and every one of you. And if you like the video, you like the content, please give us a thumbs up because that really helps us a lot on YouTube. All right, so without any further comments, let's go ahead and get into what sold for the weekend. So the first thing that we have here is just a waffle thermal military long sleeve undershirt. So these are really warm, really good for cold weather. Give you a closer view of that. And it's a level 3 thermal. So nice and warm. It's good for layering. And these I frequently find at our local thrift shop and get them rather inexpensively. So this one was, I accepted an offer for $20 on it, and after eBay fee, all of these by the way are eBay sales, after the eBay fees, that was $17.50 earnings. I paid, I believe, $4 for this, so that left us with $13.50 earning on it. So I'm adding my thank you card in, and this is less than a pound. So it's going to ship first class, and that means it's just going to go into this poly mailer. And the great thing about the poly mailers is that they're very lightweight. So it doesn't really add to the weight if you have something that's close to a pound. And any shirt, usually a sweatshirt that is going to be under that pound mark, even shorts and some other things like that fit great in here and keep you at the first class rate. The other awesome thing about them is that they are peel and stick. So you just peel that off and then fold it down. And then I have these little thank you stickers that say thank you for supporting our small business. And I usually put that in the inside of the packaging or on the outside there. Then this will go to the post office with a QR code, and they'll print the label for me and put it right there on the package. So normally I will go ahead and mark initials and a weight on this, but since the things that I'm shipping out today are pretty different, that will be easy enough for me to keep track of. All right, so the next item that sold are these Free People We the Free women's black flare leg pants. So the unique thing about these is the flare is actually a lace and embroidered detail, and they're kind of a cropped leg as well. A high waist, which as you probably know, high-waisted is the in thing right now, and then the embroidery and lace detail just make these cool for whether you want to dress up a little bit or just for casual wear. They can go either way. They're in really great condition. I found them at a local thrift shop for $5. The buyer paid full price listed, which was $45. And with the eBay fees, our earnings were $39.38. Taking the $5 out that I paid for them, that leaves total earnings of $34.38. So that's a really great profit on these. And because these are over a pound, they are going to go priority. And I have this Tyvek mailer that I got free from the U.S. Post Office. And the jeans are going to go in there. And actually, before I put them in there, I'm going to go ahead and wrap them have this recycled wrapping paper. As you know, if you're a returning viewer, those of you who are new probably don't know unless you've read our information. We are a military family, so I am never short of packing materials because there's always someone moving in nearby that we can just collect their packing materials from them, and then I flatten them out to keep them from being really wrinkly and crazy. And I never have to pay for packing material because that is available, and we are really big on recycling in our family, so don't want any of this to go to waste, and there's no need to buy new paper because I can get it for free and reusing stuff. All right, so that's just like an extra layer of protection. I did go ahead and put my sticker there. So I'm going to slide that in the Tyvek mailer. Thank you card is going to go in there. So this again is a peel and stick, which is really convenient. And even though the crease, the natural crease was here, I go ahead and fold that down just to keep it from shifting around so much. And again, this will go to the post office like this with a QR code, and the post office will put the label on for me. All right, then the next thing that I have are these Born women's loafers. They're really cute with the little stitching there in a contrasting color, and then around the edge there was minimal wear on them, so they were just a good shoe. I picked them up at a local thrift shop that was running a sale. I think it was 50% off of certain color tag shoes. So the regular price on those was $5.99, so I paid $3 for them. I accepted an offer on them of $14. With eBay fees, that's $12.25 earnings minus the $3. Oops, I'm ripping a little. Minus the $3 paid for them, so that leaves a profit of $9.25. So normally I like to try to find things with a minimum of a $10 net profit, but if it's something like shoes that are really easy to list and easy to ship, and they don't require measurements and all that sort of thing, then I will do a little bit, I'll accept a little bit lower net earnings on those because it doesn't take as much time for me to process them. The biggest issue that I have with shoes is space, because shoes do take up a lot of space, especially if it's something like this that I don't want to get smashed and scuffed up and that sort of thing. So that's really the biggest consideration with shoes. Also, you've heard me say before, if you've seen other videos, if the shoes need a lot of cleaning or need any kind of repair, I skip them altogether because it's just not worth my time to do that. But if they're in good condition, if they're clean, and all I have to do is maybe brush a little dirt and dust off, or if it's tennis shoes and it has white or light spots on it that may need a magic eraser gone over it once, those kind of things I don't mind doing. But anything more than that is really not worth the effort unless it's going to be a really valuable shoe. So this, I'm using, again, a U.S. Post Office priority mailbox. This is a 1092 that you can see on the front there. They are also peel and stick, so you fold the bottom down and then peel the label off to close it, which is what I did already. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the shoe in there. They do fit really well. If they're a larger men's shoe, it may not fit quite as easily. Or you may have to go up to the 1095. That's a slightly larger box. But you can see these fit in there pretty good. Then I'm just going to take one extra sheet of packing paper to fill in the top, because I don't want that to slide around and potentially cause any damage. I did go ahead and wrap each individual shoe just to give it a little added protection. So as I said, fold that over, then peel off the peel and stick part. If I can get a hold of it, there we go. And just make sure that you have it nice and flat in the center, and then press it and it's all done. So the post office does have, that one's a little bit, didn't stick great right there. So just make sure that it sticks really good. There are USPS shoe boxes that are also free and are for priority mail. But if it's a women's shoe, or maybe like a pair of Converse or something that's a smaller shoe, I'll go ahead and use this just because I can peel it and stick it to close both ends. I don't have to tape it or do anything extra. So it's quicker and I use less supplies that way. And it's the same difference as far as packaging goes. The only time I do use the shoe mailing boxes quite often, but it's going to be when I have a high top or a larger men's shoe that isn't going to fit in one of these boxes, or if it's a heavier shoe that is maybe shorter, so then I can cut down the box and eliminate some of the weight if I'm going to be close to the cutoff of poundage. So if it's something that is 1 pound and 6 ounces, 1 pound and 14 ounces, you're still going to pay that up to 2 pound weight cost of shipping. But let's say you have something that when you put it in here, it's 2 pounds and 1 ounce, but it's a small enough shoe that you can put it in the shoe mailing box and maybe trim some of the end of that box off and close it up, get rid of a little bit of that cardboard weight and bring it down under the 2 pound mark, then you can ship it at a cheaper rate. So that would be an example of when I would use the shoe box instead of this, even if that shoe fits in here. So again, I'll be taking this to the post office with a QR code. They'll print that label for me and stick it on, and we will be all set there. So the last one, I'm going to go ahead and package it, and if it's not paid today, hopefully that'll be either paid tonight or tomorrow, sometime soon. If you are not familiar on eBay, if you have someone who makes an offer of a lower price or different price of an item than what you have listed, and you accept that offer, they are then given up to 4 days to pay. And really you can go beyond that 4 days, but you have to allow them 4 days. After 4 days, if they haven't paid, then you can cancel the order and relist it without any penalty. So I actually did sell a pair of boots last week to someone who sent me an offer. It was a I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. A pair of boots I had it listed for $79.99. I accepted an offer of $70 on them, and the buyer, they were sold. So you get a message that says, congratulations, your item has sold and is awaiting payment. So the 4 days have come and gone. I think this is day 5 maybe that we're at right now. And I was hoping that at some point those would be paid for, maybe at the end of the week when the buyer was paid, or who knows what the situation is. But I have sent a message letting them know that they're ready to ship as soon as payment's received, and I haven't had a response and I haven't had a payment. So I am going to go ahead and cancel that order and relist them, because I'm assuming that that person has no intention of paying. Maybe they changed their mind or accidentally submitted the offer not realizing that what they're doing. I don't know, but that happens from time to time. Not often, but it does happen. I also have, and those were military work boots. If you've watched other videos, you've seen similar ones. These are a pair of Converse brand that Converse does make military work boots. So this is a pair of Converse brand work boots. Inside zipper, they have a little bit of damage from a puppy who got a hold of them. These are some that were purchased that my husband didn't end up wearing, and no longer, I don't think they fit maybe now. Maybe that was the deal. They were too small, waited too long to be able to return them. So now they're just hanging out here. So then they got a little bit of damage, but we're going to go ahead. We decided to go ahead and list them for sale. So someone sent me an offer. I had them listed for 120, and someone sent me an offer for 110, which I accepted. That is the same situation that I just explained. They now have 4 days to pay. So that offer, I think that was this morning or last night whenever I accepted that offer. So we're just on day 1 of that. They have up to 4 days to pay, and hopefully they will, but I'll go ahead and have this ready to go out. And I'm just gonna these are shipping in the original box that they were purchased in. I'm just going to put this paper in because the packing paper is no longer with them. And I'm going to go ahead and put my thank you note sticker on that. I forgot the card on the last box, so I may open that back up and put it back in there. Gonna put the for the thank you card, I've shown them before, but normally I put the person that purchased it, put their name on top, and then I just sign it at the bottom. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here just to kind of expedite things. I did tell the buyer that this that these would be shipped in the original box, so I'm not going to put them inside of a different box. They're just going to stay in that box. However, when I mentioned these free envelopes and boxes from the post office, so I just went online and ordered what amount I wanted or that I thought I would use of each type, and then they deliver it right to my door. If it's boxes, it comes in just clear plastic. They're in a clear plastic sealed, I don't know, it's not a bag, just wrapping. And then things like the Tyvek envelopes, bubble mailers, things like those come in a poly mailer themselves. So this, I happen to have ordered a good size stack of bubble mailers, and they were sent in this. And when I checked it out, they fit. The box fits perfectly in this bag, and as I mentioned before, we like to reuse supplies instead of purchasing new things. So it takes a little bit of effort to get it started, but once you get the box in there, that was a weird sound. Well, I said that, but I think it's crooked. All right, there we go. So once you get it started, not too bad. I do need to kind of even it out a little bit. So this isn't necessary if you notify them or include it in your listing that you're going to ship in the original packaging, then they know to expect that that's what's going to happen. So if I tape up the box or whatnot, that's what they should expect to happen. But if it's a collectible item or something that you wouldn't want to mess up the box, then I wouldn't recommend doing that. But in this case, because I did happen to have this giant poly mailer that I just received recently, and it fits, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the outside just because it's a little bit nicer. And I will just be tucking it in and fold it over like you're wrapping a package, and I will tape that down and it'll be ready to go. Again, once that is paid, I can take it into the post office with the QR code and it'll be ready to go. So those boots, assuming that they pay, that leaves an earning of $96.25. I don't know how much we paid for them, but they've been here for several years and we haven't used them. So I'm just going to call the whole thing my earnings on that, unless my husband happens to remember about what we paid for them. So we probably are breaking even, maybe even going in the hole a little bit, depending on how much they were initially. However, at least we're getting our money back and moving those things on out of the house for someone else to use. So let's see. Then the other item that I'm waiting on, that I accepted an offer on, but they haven't been paid. I had a long sleeve Magellan men's t-shirt. Nothing fancy or spectacular, just kind of a regular long sleeve t-shirt, Magellan brand with the name down the arm. I accepted an offer of $8 on that, and that gives us an total earnings of $7 after eBay fees. And then, so once that is purchased, I'll go ahead and pull that from the tub. But I did, the boots were easy to grab, the box of boots. The shirt, it takes a little bit more effort to get that out. So I am going to wait, because it has been, that was maybe a couple of days ago that I accepted that offer, at least a day and a half. So I want to make sure that they pay before I go to the trouble of pulling that out to ship it. Then the last item that was shipped already, just because it was at the end of last week and we wanted to go ahead and get it out before the cutoff for eBay, was a pair of Carhartt men's cargo shorts. They were a size 50 waist, new with tags, and I accepted an offer on those of $24 with an earning of $21 after eBay fees. I paid $5 for them at a local thrift shop, giving us overall earnings of $16 on those. So again, those were super easy to list. They were new with tags and easy to store because they're a pair of cargo shorts, and they went into a Tyvek mailer because they were a larger size and they are a heavier cotton cargo short. They were more than a pound, so they went into a Tyvek mailer just like you saw today, and shipped priority mail at that up to 2-pound rate. So that's all that I have for you today for our sales over the weekend. And I do have a lot of listing to do. I was on a trip for the last week or so, and I've kind of slacked a little bit on that. So hopefully once I start listing regularly again, that will kick off our sales and we'll be able to do another ship with me video. But for basically being on vacation for the last 8 days and just returning, I'm really happy with these sales. That was, let me just do a quick in my head count here. Let's see, 40, 50, 60, 70, $75, not including the boots that I have here because they haven't been paid yet, and the ones that I mentioned that are going to get relisted. So $75 plus hopefully $96 for these. So that's pretty good for not really doing much for a week. But The other thing that I have to tell you is I will be having some haul videos coming out soon, because I have mentioned before that there isn't a Goodwill outlet nearby. There is one small one that's about an hour away, but I didn't have a lot of success the one time that I visited it. But on my trip, I was able to stop at some Goodwill outlets, and I'll share with you what I found in those locations. So I'm looking forward to those videos. I will have those out later this week or next week for you. And I really appreciate you stopping by and watching this video. Again, if you haven't subscribed, that button is right down there. Press that red subscribe button and stay connected to us. And don't forget that thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, and that will really help us out. We appreciate each and every one of you that took the time to watch the video today, and we look forward to seeing you again really soon. All right, take care. God bless. Bye.